Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I mean, I know we met already.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you. When's the last time you had a haircut?
It was about 8-ish weeks ago.
Okay. Is that standard for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, James.
And is this typically where you part it?
It is. I was trying to go for a middle part, but can't really get it to work, so I always keep going back to the side part.
Okay, cool. And your hair's curly.
It is.
And do you regularly color it?
I am taking a break from coloring it now. The
Okay.
last time I got it cut was, or last time I got it colored was probably November.
Okay.
Maybe even before that, I was getting a lot of breakage, and so I decided to not keep going blonde. So this is kind of my grow out right now until I figure out what I want to do color wise.
Okay, cool.
Just try to go back to my natural color.
Nice. Okay, so like kind of like working through that.
Yeah.
And so is this how you normally style your hair?
No,
Okay.
normally I either flat iron it so that it's completely straight,
Yep.
or I'll go ahead and use like a 1-inch curling iron and just kind of add a little bit of wave to
Okay,
it.
cool. And what was not working about the middle part?
I just felt like maybe I'm not styling it correctly. The cut seemed to work, but also I'm kind of dealing with this awkward bang grow out right now.
Okay.
So I found myself trying to figure out where the bangs should go. And then I would ultimately get so frustrated I would just pull them back. So you couldn't even really see I had a middle part because my bangs were, pulled back and bobby pinned up.
Okay, okay. And so this is just air dry.
That is blow and dry, finger dry, no product in it.
Okay.
Just wanted to try to get it a little bit tame.
And when you flat iron it and curl it and blow it out, do you normally use product? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
today you just didn't because
Today I
of
didn't.
this experience?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my first question is, or I guess my next question is, tell me what you're open to today.
It's always so hard because that part of me wants to be like, I want to keep as much length as possible,
Yeah.
but then I know that nobody likes to hear that. But I am willing to lose some of it because I know that it's pretty unhealthy right now. I really would like to be able to put it up is, kind of what I'm looking to be able to do afterwards. I don't look very good with anything right up to my chin. I've had that done before.
Yeah.
But something a little bit shorter than this is fine. This is actually the first time I've had a more blunt cut. I have gone with layers before, so I'm definitely open to layering. And bangs. I've had bangs for a long time. If it's something that would look good with the cut, then I would be willing to do it. But this has taken a long time to grow out too, so even just kind of blending that would be good too.
Okay. So length is pretty important. And it's been about 8 weeks. So last time, was it just the length that they cut? Or did
I lost about 3 inches of it last time, and then she just kind of blended the front pieces into it because I did have some layers in the front. So she just kind of blended that and tried to blend the bangs into
Okay.
the hair.
And why, what do you do for work?
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Stay-at-home mom, okay. So putting it up is more for like necessity, like.
Yeah, just kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah, okay.
I work out a lot too. I
Yeah.
go to the gym pretty much every day, so just kind of keeping it up off of my face and off of my shoulders is something that's good.
Okay. And when you blow it out, do you try to bring this forward, or do you try to pull it back?
I do tend to bring it forward just because I feel like it adds a little bit more body to it in the front.
Yeah.
So I'll just kind of up and over to the front to just give it a lot of, like a lion's mane is kind of what I go for.
Do you like volume?
I do like volume.
I really think your length is good. I don't think that they're, like, the integrity of it feels good.
Good.
Actually, of all of your hair texture right now, the length is not where the trouble is. It's where you talked about this top stuff, the front stuff.
Yeah.
I think if I could give you some suggestions, it would be, let's work on the weight of it, because it is really thick. And I think what happens sometimes too when you're living in a more wet environment, you battle all of the density because you're trying to smooth it out, and that ends up making this blonde rougher, right? So you're using the hot tools, you're using your blow dryer. Even with the heat protection, like, curly hair is always going to be drier, I get it. So my suggestion would be, like, if you like volume, weight removal and layers and shape are going to be super helpful, and we don't even have to touch the length. Like all this stuff can kind of stay. We can clean it up, like by channeling through that a little bit. But I don't know that it's necessary to do like a full. Like, I don't think you have to go short. I think it'll actually make it look longer if we do more stuff around the face to blend, like you said, blend out some of the front.
What's in there,
Yeah, and I like what's going on with the bang. I think what would be better is if we maybe adjusted your parts, or didn't go so far back.
Not so deep.
Yeah, but that's also on a case by case basis. Like you can kind of play with that.
Yeah.
But I think creating some separation with the shape that you have now, so that it stands out a little bit more, would be better.
That sounds good.
I think too, I'd say let's save the length and the bangs for last, and we'll work on everything else and see how that turns out. And then from there we can kind of decide, like, do you want to go shorter with the bangs? Are you liking what you're seeing?
Sure.
And all that.
That sounds good.
So that can kind of be like the variable part. The other thing I would say too is we have this new tone, like a color gloss.
Oh, sure.
So we can, do you want the blonde to be a little icier?
That's definitely what I had been going for when I was just going as icy as possible whenever.
Let's do it. It lasts a few shampoos. I imagine you probably, how often do you shampoo?
Not very often.
Yeah, so it lasts,
hardly ever.
I want to say 3 or 4. I'll have to double check on that. But it'll kind of brighten up the color and make it that cool tone.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like if I had to pick a picture in my head of what I'm imagining for your hair, it would be like Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease 2.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of like with your leather jacket and your outfit, like that's kind of what I would envision. You kind of also have the same like eye shape and all that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you have any questions about that, or does it feel clear?
No, it feels really clear.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
We'll wave bye. Yeah.